got the golden ticket right there.
Would the boys in the back please come forward? All right, everyone, seeing as it is now 7:30, this meeting will now come to order. If everyone would please take their seats at this time. While John, David, and Jake pass out our bill packets and agendas for today, I'm going to ask everyone to put up their computers. We will not be utilizing them at all during Senate this year. And now, would anyone like to utilize open forum at this time? Seeing no one, we'll move on. Roll call. Ben, will you take roll call or just count them? Just count them. Yes. Since this is our first Senate meeting, we don't have any approval of the minutes, which is the first number on the agenda. So we will be moving into our reports from our executive officers, starting with Jake Haston, our president.
Hey y'all, let's see if these are working this week. Okay, sounds like they are. So essentially all I wanted to say was AVP applications are open. Continue trying to post those graphics. We really want to have a really good pool of AVP candidates this year. It'll help us make sure that we have the best cabinet possible. But that's really all I've got this week. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Jake. Moving on, we have our report from our treasurer, Mr. Jake Darling.
Hi, everyone. Only thing that I have to report is that on April 5th, we are going to be partnering with Regions on the concourse to roll out the iGrad program. This is something that's been in the work for a long time, and so we're very excited to get that rolled out. And so just kind of have that on your radar for April 5th.
Thank you, Jake. Now we have our report from our Executive Vice President of Cabinet Administration, Rhett Block.
I just want to echo on what Jake said. We have our AVP applications that close this Thursday at 4:45. So if y'all have those graphics, please continue to share them because we would love to have a great applicant pool this year. That's all I got.
Thank you, Rhett. And now we have our report from our Executive Vice President of Communications and Marketing, Abby Ronson.
Okay, to echo what Red said, just keep posting those graphics because even though they're not necessarily for Senate, it is really important to get a strong SGA across the board. So if y'all will keep sharing those, and then once those close on Thursday, we will have cabinet applications. We'll have that graphic. It'll look the exact same. It'll just say cabinet instead of AVPs. So director and assistant director graphics will come out. And then if you have a marketing request for anything, office hours, etc., get that in. Make sure you give 4 to 6 weeks. We'll go over more of that later. But if you have a marketing request from now until May, go ahead and get it in. Yeah.
Thank you, Abby. Now we have our report from our Executive Vice President of Outreach, Jordan Fluker.
Hey, not a whole lot from me. Just these past few weeks, I've been working to try to increase the relationship between Auburn University and the city of Auburn, as well as work with the international student groups here on campus. So that's all from me.
Thank you, Jordan. And finally, we have our report from our Executive Vice President of Initiatives, John David Matthews.
Hey guys, I just wanted to, I don't really have much of a report, but I want to say that with initiatives, I get to work on all kinds of things throughout campus and that nothing's too small. So like if the outlets down in ABP aren't working or the outlets over in Bloomsbowls down in the Student Center aren't working, come to me. I get to take that to administrators and tell them, hey, this isn't working, even if it's as small as the outlets in one part of the Student Center. So just bring me all your things initiatives-wise, and I'll try and do my best to get them fixed or whatever. Thank you all.
Thank you, John David. So Senate this year, instead of doing reports from colleges and standing committees every week, we will be doing reports of colleges and standing committees one week, and then rotating, we will be only doing reports from standing committees. This week, since I didn't tell you how to prepare your college reports, we will only be doing reports from standing committees, but be prepared our next Senate meeting to give your college report. Starting with academic affairs.
Okay, Dawn at large. So we just finalized our meeting time for our committee. Every week we'll be meeting on Tuesdays in the think tank in the student involvement suite. And we are just so excited to start with ideas and get this year going.
Thank you, Madeline. Now we have our committee report from Budget and Finance.
Seward business. As of right now, our committee time is Tuesday at 6 p.m. or Tuesdays at 6 p.m. A couple of updates. We're starting to look into student stipends for committee chairs and AVPs, as well as a stipend for Miss Auburn and maybe a budget expansion for her as well. But I'll keep y'all updated on that. That's all I've got for tonight, though.
Thank you, Nick. And now we have our committee report from Code of Laws.
Dickinson business. Not much for me. Our committee time will be on Tuesdays from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. in the involvement suite. Looking forward to seeing all 5 of us. And yeah.
Thank you, Ashton. Next, we have our committee report from the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee.
Okay, Rickles Liberal Arts. We have finalized our committee time meeting. It's tomorrow, Tuesdays, bi-weekly at 7 a.m. And also, before we get started on all of our committee reports and college and school reports and everything, make sure that if you have any DEI initiatives that are important to you, that you reach out to one of the members of my committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Casey. Next, we have our committee report from Student Affairs.
Justin, Engineering. Our committee times will be 7 a.m. on Thursday morning, so bright and early. Please come. You know, it'll be an exciting time. Secondly, I'm going to outline the 8 initiatives that we'll be working on this upcoming term. There'll be dining, housing, health and wellness, transportation, athletics, facilities, and parking. If you have any concerns, questions, ideas, please reach out to me or one of my committee members. We'll be a lot more active once we get the committee meetings started up. Thank you.
Thank you, Jabin. And we finally have our committee report from the Executive Committee.
Jones at large. A couple of things for me. So Nick and I are starting a fellowship breakfast. It's going to be at Byron's at 7 o'clock in the morning on Mondays. All of you are welcome to come. It's just basically an opportunity for everyone to get to know one another and kind of do something outside of Senate. So I'm really excited about it. I hope y'all really buy into it. But it won't start until the Monday after spring break. So that's one thing. Another thing is this week, all of your committee chairs will be asking you for ideas for your term. So before you meet this week, be thinking about those ideas, how you can implement them, and if you're really passionate about them. Because we're going to try to compile a list and sort of treat it as like a checklist for this term and go through and try to make all of those ideas happen. Another thing is office hours will start this week. So for all your returners, you basically know how this works, but for all the incoming senators, you'll have a Google form that'll be for your college hours. And so I'll send that out, but your involvement hour is a little like book in the Student Center Involvement Suite. It's in the little SGA cubby, and you'll be able to walk in there, you'll see the book. But anyways, you'll open it up and you'll actually write out your hour for that week, the time, what you did, and the date. And so just use that, do it before 7:30 next week, and then at the end of, after every Senate meeting, I'll be collecting those, so get them done before we start each Monday night. And then also too, we have 13 confirmation bills coming through tonight. Thank you to everyone that said that they would help co-author those. I'm going to do the first one, and then outside of that, I'm excited for this meeting. Thank y'all.
Thank you, John David. And now we will be going to our reports from our liaisons, starting with the Honors Congress.
Wood Honors College. The Honors College would like to inform the SGA of some of our upcoming events. On March 19th, we'll be helping out with the Lee County Humane Society fundraising event known as Bark in the Park by hosting a water station and some lawn games. Our academic committee is currently setting up an event known as the Integration Bee, which we will hold the week of March 21st as a math bowl for professors with a prize at the end. Additionally, our academic committee is still searching for professors to volunteer to attend for movie nights and a round table type discussion. And some other important actions the Honors Congress is taking is we are creating a new special topic committee in the near future. We have begun selling tickets for our Honors Congress formal. Applications for our committee chairs are opening this week. And finally, we have multiple students currently working with Dr. Tiffany Sipiel in regards to the Honors College curriculum. And that is all the Honors College has to report.
Thank you. Next, we will be going into our report from our BSU liaison.
Evans, BSU. Not really much. We're just wrapping up our Unity Week event and just Black History Month as a whole for us. So it was really great. We really ended it off with a bang with Dr. Yusef Salam. He was great. I mean, amazing speaker. Really opened up some viewpoints for a lot of people. I know Emerge was there, as well as UPC, a lot of student groups there. So it was really amazing. And also we had our freshman committee lead General Assembly today. If you guys don't know, our General Assemblies are in this room here at 5 o'clock each Monday, so feel free to come out whenever. Thank you.
Thank you, Donovan. Our next liaison report will be from the Student Veterans Association. Thank you. And our final liaison report will be coming from ROTC.
Hey, Oriole, y'all. Long ROTC. Nothing new under the sun. I mentioned this last time, which I guess was 2 or 3 weeks ago. First off, just so good to see y'all. I haven't seen y'all, missed seeing y'all on Mondays, especially for the new people. Hey, how y'all doing? But a few weeks from now, I'm going to be trying doing this thing where we're just going to pair with some college students, just have y'all come and compete against us in an event, definitely an ROTC event, whether that be an obstacle course, pig roll. I'm going to get some videos. We have a competition against Tuskegee on Wednesday, so I'll bring some videos just to show y'all what we'll be competing in, but different stuff like that. So I'm trying to get that together and finalize a date, which I'll send out, and then it'd be really cool just to see people show up to that and maybe just get y'all support and spread the news about that, because I think it'd be really neat just to get y'all to see what we do and just have some fun, also eat some chicken biscuits and just have a good time together. That's all I got. Thank y'all.
Thank you. And next on the agenda is the current orders of business, but seeing none, we'll be moving into our future orders of business. A little context before we get into this. A debate rulebook will be sent out to all of you beginning next week. But before any of you get up here to speak, you will be giving your last name, your college, and then you may speak. On future orders of business, which we are doing tonight, you may only ask questions. So once they go, the person will come up here, they will read the bill in its entirety, and then you will have the opportunity to ask questions. You won't be able to say your debate or anything on any future orders of business. That comes with current orders of business. Are there any questions? All right. Our first future order comes from Senator Jones, and it's the College of Forestry and Wildlife Sciences Schools Council confirmation. Oh, Jamie, this is the wrong one. It's in box. He emailed it to us as well. Sorry about that. One moment. Also, all of you have the bill packet printed out in front of you as well. Senate Box Executive Committee. Going forward, all bills will be printed out and given to you when they are future orders, so it is your responsibility to keep up with them when they are current orders and to read up on every piece of legislation and come in when they're current orders with pieces of debate, questions, and any concerns that you have.
Okay, so first I'll introduce myself. So Jones at large. This week, since it's a future order, I'll just read the bill. So I ask for approval of the following: Peyton Brewer, College of Forestry and Wildlife Sciences Schools Council President.
Are there any questions? All right, moving on. We have the College of Forestry and Wildlife Sciences Senator confirmation from Senator Herring. Reminder, say your last name and college every time you speak.
Herring, COSAM. I ask for the approval of the following: Nico Martinez as the College of Forestry and Wildlife Sciences Senator.
Are there any questions? Thank you, Senator Herring. Moving on, we have the Executive Vice President of Cabinet Administration confirmation from Senator Cochran.
Cochran Engineering, I ask for the approval of the following: Rhett Block, Executive Vice President of Cabinet Administration.
Each of you were emailed the qualifications and, what's the other word I'm looking for? And objectives for all of the Executive Vice President positions today. I ask that all of you before next week, or even this week if you've already gone through them, to come prepared and have any questions for them. They're all here to answer any questions that you have. That being said, are there any questions on this bill? Yes, Gracie, what questions do you have?
No.
Okay, I would ask that you sit until it's your turn.
Oh, sorry.
You're fine now. Okay. Moving on, we have the Executive Vice President of Communications and Marketing confirmation bill from Senator Barranco.
Barranco, Liberal Arts. I ask for approval of the following: Abigail Ronson, Executive Vice President of Communications and Marketing.
Are there any questions at this time? Seeing none, we will move on. Next, we have our Executive Vice President of Initiatives confirmation by Senator Counts.
Counts Engineering, I ask for approval of the following: John David Matthews as the Executive Vice President of Initiatives.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, we will move on. Thank you, Senator Counts. Next, we have our Executive Vice President of Outreach confirmation by Senator Wavra.
Wavra Engineering. I ask for the approval of the following: Jordan Fluker of Executive Vice President of Outreach.
Are there any questions? Thank you, Senator Wavra. We'll move on. Next, we have our Student Senate Executive Committee confirmation by Senator Treadwell.
Treadwell Business, I ask for approval of the following: Chairperson, John David Jones, at-large, President pro tempore; Madeline Dodd, at-large, Academic Affairs; Nick Seward, Business, Budget and Finance; Ashton Dickinson, Business, Code of Laws; Casey Rickles, Liberal Arts, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion; Jabin Justin, Engineering, Student Affairs.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, we'll move on. Thank you, Senator Treadwell. Our next future order is the Student Senate Academic Affairs Committee confirmation by Senator Davidson.
Davidson, Agriculture. I ask for the approval of the following: Chairperson, Madeline Dodd, at large; Chloe Grace Cochran, Engineering; Gracie Baranco, Liberal Arts; Gunnar Smith, CAD-C; Alameda Duradola, Graduate School; and Fox Harris, Engineering.
Are there any questions at this time? Seeing none, we'll move on. Thank you, Senator Davidson. Our next future order will be the Student Senate Budget and Finance Committee confirmation by Senator Alford.
Alford, at large, ask for the approval of the following: Chairperson, Nick Seward, Business; Sydney Williams, Human Sciences; Ryan Hall, at large; Thomas Treadwell, Business; Jonathan Smith, Liberal Arts; Francis Wheeler, Education; and Julian Lozano, Business.
Are there any questions at this time? Seeing none, we'll move on. Thank you, Senator Alford. Next, we have our Student Senate Code of Laws Committee confirmation by Senator Smith.
Smith, Liberal Arts. I ask for the approval of the following: Chairperson, Ashton Dickinson, Business; Ethan Wavra, Engineering, sorry; Luker Davidson, Agriculture; Kara Herring, COSAM; and Warren Johnston, at large.
Are there any questions? Seeing none, we'll move on. Thank you, Senator Smith. Next, we have our Student Senate Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee confirmation by Senator Wheeler.
Wheeler, Education. I ask for the approval of the following: Chairperson, Casey Rickles, Liberal Arts; Chloe Grace Cochran, Engineering; Luker Davidson, Agriculture; Julianne Lozano, Business; and Lucy Alford, at large.
Are there any questions at this time? Seeing none, we'll move on. Thank you, Senator Wheeler. Next, we have our Student Senate Student Affairs Committee confirmation by Senator Johnston.
Johnston, at large. I ask for approval of the following: Chairperson, Jabin Justin, Engineering; Lucy Brown, Business; Emma Kate Seconder, Engineering; Andrew Sadie, Business; Grant Gilmer, Liberal Arts; Maddie Northington, Pharmacy; Eb Counts, Engineering; Lucy Alford, at large; Artie Nyack, COSAM.
Are there any questions at this time? Seeing none, we'll move on. Thank you, Senator Johnston. And our last bill for tonight will be the most important one, in my opinion. Sorry, I lost my place. Student Senate Support Staff confirmation by Senator Harris.
Harris, Engineering. I ask for approval of the following: Mary Henley Carney, Senate Executive Secretary; Taylor Edwards, Senate Parliamentarian; Ben McCartney, Senate Technician.
Are there any questions? Thank you, Senator Harris. All right, and with that being said, our future orders have concluded. Thank you all so much for your active participation and attention. These will be going through week after spring break as current orders. I expect all of you to have questions and debate on all of these and to thoroughly research and go over the qualifications of every single person of the EVPs. Announcement from me, as all of you know, our committee meetings will be beginning this week. Office hours will begin the week after spring break. We will go over that a bit more the next Senate meeting. I think that's it for now. Are there any questions about anything procedure, anything? Now's the time to ask. All right. With that being said, you are all adjourned.